Details.
Good morning, America. New overnight, beating back hate. Protests across the country from Dallas to Atlanta.
Love will conquer hate.
And to Boston. And this massive show of support with tensions flaring. The message? Hate has no place to hide.
Looking ahead, President Trump's planned political rally, what he hopes to accomplish. And will he hand out a presidential pardon to this controversial figure? As the freshly ousted chief strategist Steve Bannon weighs in on the problems he is leaving behind.
And terror manhunt, the desperate search this morning for the man behind the wheel of the deadly truck attack in Barcelona. Police carrying out raids in the prime suspect's hometown. And also looking for a mysterious religious leader gone missing. Did he radicalize the young men who carried out this deadly mission?
And remembering a comedian with a conscience, the legendary Dick Gregory, the activist breaking barriers.
When they say this show features living color, you better believe it.
Fans and famous faces remembering his legacy this morning.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, everyone. We want to welcome you to the show on this eclipse eve. We are counting down to the total solar eclipse just one day away, the first in the continental U.S. in nearly 40 years.
We're all over this thing. We've got a team spread out all along the so-called path of totality, including Rob in Oregon and Ginger in Nashville. Will cloudy weather eclipse the eclipse? The forecast and more coming up.
But we are going to start here with a day of protests across much of the country, 1 week after the deadly violence at that white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia.
The largest gathering this weekend in Boston, where tens of thousands of counter-protesters utterly overwhelmed what was billed as a free speech rally, where at least one far-right figure was expected to speak.
Some incredible images. There were clashes with police, and ABC's Stephanie Ramos was right there. Good morning, Stephanie.
Paula, Dan, good morning. The free speech rally demonstrators were totally outnumbered by counter-protesters. But the police commissioner tells me his department was ready for this. People who showed up to counter-protest were passionate, few were rowdy, but similar scenes played out across the country.
Across the country, tensions running high as protesters and police swarmed the streets.
Tonight's rally protest has concluded. At this time, you or me has to leave.
In Dallas, people gathering against white supremacy. Police on the scene in riot gear and on horseback.
This is what democracy looks like.
In Atlanta, thousands of people marching in an anti-hate demonstration.
Let's tear down hate. Love will conquer hate.
While in Memphis, hundreds gathering to call on the removal of a Confederate statue.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
And in Boston, at least 40,000 people streaming through the streets, according to police, trying to stop this free speech rally. Out of concern, it would be a platform for white supremacists, despite denials from the group's organizers. That rally featured at least one white supremacist speaker, but it ended quickly. And that's when things got heated.
Anybody coming down here? Come out with a gas mask coming down here.
This man chased out of the park, running toward police as crowds chant after him. Police forcefully pushing protesters back, making at least 33 arrests.
I just wanted to come out and confront them head on, and I didn't want to miss this chance.
This coming just a week after the death of Heather Heyer in Charlottesville, when violent protests between white supremacist groups and counter-protesters turned deadly.
And more rallies are planned for today. There's one in Laguna Beach, California, where people are planning to call attention to victims of crimes committed by undocumented immigrants here in the U.S. Counter-protesters are already there. Dan, Paula.
Tough time in America. Stephanie Ramos, thank you. President Trump was watching and weighing in via Twitter from his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey.
His response to last weekend's violence in Charlottesville, of course, created a firestorm when he mentioned neo-Nazis and the counter-protesters in the same vein in conversation. ABC's David Wright is with the president this morning and has more, including the firing of Trump's senior advisor. David, good morning to you.
Good morning, Paula and Dan. The president's getting ready to head back to Washington, D.C. tonight. Hard to believe, but this is the last day of his 17-day working vacation. Hard to recall another presidential holiday that's been quite so tumultuous, including those protests in Boston this weekend, 1 week after Charlottesville. As these scenes played out on the streets of Boston, the president watched anxiously here in Bedminster. Looks like many anti-police agitators in Boston, Trump tweeted. Police are looking tough and smart, adding, great job by all law enforcement officers and Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. The Boston mayor shot back sharply. Today, Boston stood for peace and love, not bigotry and hate. We should work to bring people together, not apart. Trump didn't take the bait, tweeting, our great country has been divided for decades. Sometimes you need protest in order to heal, and we will heal and be stronger than ever before. Trump's own administration could be in need of some healing, too. His former chief strategist, Steve Bannon, in a new interview, says no administration in history has been so divided among itself. Later this week, the president heads out to Arizona for a political rally, potentially courting controversy there.
Donald Trump, our next president of the United States.
Trump has reportedly hinted he may pardon former Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
And Sheriff Joe Arpaio, great guy, tough.
Arpaio fashioned himself America's toughest sheriff, rounding up Hispanics, detaining them without evidence. Sheriff Joe was found guilty of criminal contempt after defying a federal judge's order to stop racial profiling. He's due to be sentenced in October. Trump is also not on the best of terms with Arizona's senators. This past week, Jeff Flake criticized Trump's response to Charlottesville and published an op-ed criticizing Trump's immigration policy. Trump's relationship with Arizona's senior senators not much better, not since John McCain gave that dramatic thumbs down on the Republican health care reform bill, ensuring its defeat in the Senate. So that Phoenix rally could be some fireworks. Dan and Paula?
Fireworks for certain. David, thanks for your reporting from Bedminster. And we want to head to our nation's capital. That's where we find Martha Raddatz, our chief global affairs correspondent, busy prepping for an edition of This Week. Martha, we always love it when you're on the show with us. Good morning to you.
Always happy to be here. Good morning to you both.
Okay, so regardless of why Steve Bannon left and who's responsible for his departure, let's go back to the quote that Bannon gave to the Washington Post last night. We just saw it in the piece. Quote, no administration in history has been so divided among itself. So with Bannon gone, is that likely to change the warring factions in the White House?
Well, I certainly think it will change the dynamics in the White House. And look at who you have left. You have a bunch of generals, you have some Wall Street executives, and you have family. And I think that group has certainly gotten along better together than they did with Steve Bannon there. But we also have to think about the influence Steve Bannon will have on the outside, going back to Breitbart. He said also this to the Washington Post: if the Republican Party on Capitol Hill gets behind the president on his plans and not theirs, it will all be sweetness and light, be one big happy family. But Bannon added that he does not expect sweetness anytime soon. So we'll have to look at his influence outside the White House.
He's not been known as a purveyor of sweetness thus far. So let me talk about this week for Trump. After those controversial comments about Charlottesville, he was rebuked by members of his own party, business leaders, military leaders. This morning, though, the New York Times has this fascinating series of interviews with Trump supporters who don't seem that bothered. I want to show you a quote from a 35-year-old executive named Parson Hicks, who says, let's be honest, the people who are currently outraged are the same people who've always been outraged. The media makes it seem like something has changed when in reality nothing has. So as you look at the political landscape right now, do you see Trump losing support among his base?
Well, I saw that story as well. And as you know, Dan and Paula, I have crisscrossed the country over the last year to talk to voters as well. And that base, that core base, remains very, very strong when you talk to voters. I've heard quotes exactly like the one you just gave me. This is who they elected. They look at Donald Trump. They think he is strong. They think he speaks his mind. They think the media is off base and elitist. So I think that is representative. The problems he has are with those voters who couldn't decide in the end and finally went with President Trump. Those are the voters who are now looking at him in some ways and saying, maybe I made a mistake.
One of the most fascinating dynamics in American politics right now. Martha, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Martha.
And a reminder, Martha's going to have much more analysis on the fallout over Charlottesville and the president's response coming up on This Week later this morning, right here on ABC.
And it is time now to move on to the solar eclipse, T-minus 1 day until the big event.
We've got team coverage this morning, and we kick it off with Rob, who's in Lincoln Beach, Oregon, the first place in the U.S. We're going to see where they're going to see the total eclipse. Rob, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. It is a celestial show like no other. 99 years in the making, and yes, it's going to first make a landfall, if you will, right here. You don't need a telescope, so everyone's excited. All you need are these solar protective glasses. They're cheap, but they are mandatory, no doubt about that. We are at Moe's Restaurant, an iconic seafood place here in Lincoln City, where the employees are actually camped out because there's been such a huge influx of people. Normally about 8,000 people in this town, swelling to 100,000. In the state of Oregon, about 1 million people rolling in here, and that shadow is going to be touching base here at about 10:16 a.m. Of course, we need clear skies. It's always dicey along the coastline. Let's go over the forecast. The cloud cover forecast, as we see it right now, most of the Northwest should be clear east of the Coast Range for sure. Idaho Falls looks good. Lincoln and eastern parts of Nebraska and Kansas, a little bit of a system rolling in there, so we're worried about that. Nashville looks to be okay, and Charleston at this point, a lot of moisture there. Speaking of Nashville, where the green is, my partner in all things weather and all things science, Ginger Z, is in Tennessee, just as excited as I am, no doubt about that. Hey, GZ.
Hey, good morning to you, Rob, and good morning, everybody. These honky-tonks behind me on Lower Broad, as the locals call it, they're quiet right now, but I'm going to tell you right now, this place is going to be jam-packed on Monday. The Visitors Bureau says it's difficult to estimate how many people exactly will be coming in for the total solar eclipse, but they do think that this city of 660-some thousand could feel like 2 million. A city known for its country music, now getting a new claim of fame as one of the best viewing spots for the once-in-a-lifetime event here in Nashville. Hey! This family traveled all the way from Philadelphia just to get into the path of totality.
It's gonna feel pretty cool to have it all bright and then completely dark in a matter of minutes.
And I even got to hear a special eclipse tune. I've been waiting for an eclipse song. From North Carolina's Mike Waggett.
Once in a lifetime, can you see the eclipse?
Cruising down Broadway, we came across dozens of vendors selling celestial t-shirts, pins, and this essential hot seller. How much for an eclipse?
$7.
$7 a pair, I'll take one. The limited and certified eclipse glasses.
That's the ISO number, 12312-2. Otherwise, you're getting fake glasses.
There it is.
Is that beautiful?
Millions traveling all over the country to catch a glimpse of that total solar eclipse. In Lincoln Center, Oregon, these friends from New Mexico booked their trip 2 years ago to get the perfect view.
We're having a blast.
And in small-town Madras, Oregon, thousands camping out. One with a state-of-the-art telescope and others with total eclipse wine. So one of the t-shirt vendors that we met yesterday came in from Washington, D.C., and just in one afternoon, he had made $1,000 in t-shirts alone. The Visitors Bureau says they expect overall spending to be $28 million just here in Nashville. Paula and Dan?
You can imagine what that's going to do to the commerce, tourism across the country. Ginger, we're really interested in that solar eclipse wine, though, that you mentioned. So maybe you could bring some back to New York City.
Okay, I'll try to go steal it.
Yeah. We'll see you a little bit later in the show, Ginger.
Thank you, Ginger. Don't miss ABC's live coverage of the eclipse tomorrow.
Our live special of the Great American Eclipse starts at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on ABC. And don't forget to share your photos with us. And in other news, Ron Claiborne has some news. Good morning. Are you ready?
Well, yeah, I'm ready. Good
You're
morning.
still shuffling your scripts.
I'm getting everything organized still here.
Rod looks
good morning.
mildly
Good morning to
surprised.
you, Paula and Dan Harris. Good morning to you. Diane, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Going to begin with breaking news out of Spain. Police announcing that they have linked 3 rental vans to the main fugitive in last week's terror attacks there. That suspect, 22-year-old Yunus Abu Yaqub. Police still searching for him this morning. Police say that all 3 vans were purchased with Abu Yaqub's credit card. He's accused of driving one of those vans into a crowd of people in Barcelona last Thursday, killing 13 people. They're also on the lookout for a local imam who may have had a hand in radicalizing the men involved in the terror plot. Meanwhile, a mass is being held in Spain this morning to honor the victims of those attacks. And North Korea releasing a warning overnight ahead of tomorrow's joint military exercise between the U.S. and South Korea. In an editorial, North Korea calls the planned exercises an explicit expression of hostility, warning that it could escalate to actual fighting. There's been increasing tensions, of course, in that region since President Trump and North Korean officials exchanged threats last month. And breaking overnight, Iraqi forces have begun an operation to retake the city of Tal Afar, one of the last ISIS-held territories in Iraq. Tal Afar is west of Mosul, where Iraqi forces claimed victory over ISIS just last month. And in Florida, investigators say two Kissimmee police officers who were killed this weekend, they did not have enough time to return fire after they were shot. Police say that 45-year-old Everett Miller shot officers Matthew Baxter and Sergeant Sam Howard, then fled. Baxter died shortly after the shooting. Howard died Saturday. Investigators say that Miller, a Marine, a veteran with a record of mental illness, had made threats against police on Facebook. And if you didn't get a chance to buy a Powerball ticket this weekend, I did. I and you also have another chance. There was no winner in last night's drawing, so the jackpot will now swell to $650 million United States dollars. The next drawing coming this Wednesday, the 23rd of August. The winner stands to collect the third largest U.S. lottery prize ever in the history of the
mankind.
world, of the mankind and the lottery. And finally, not the usual excitement you may expect from a bachelor party, but it's certainly something that these guys will not forget. A group of 8 men had to be rescued by the Coast Guard early Saturday morning near the Isle of Palms off the coast of South Carolina after the boat they were on got stuck on a sandbar.
Whoops.
Fortunately, no one was hurt. Still not clear how they got stuck.
Bachelor, not in paradise.
At least they're not telling anybody.
My imagination goes
you got an idea?
right to the culprit.
I think
at least nobody walks away with a face tattoo.
Yeah.
Speaking of partying, just want to point out that today is the birthday for one Ronald
birthday.
Claiborne.
You know, that's actually incorrect. It is on this day a year from now is my birthday. Not today.
Oh, right.
Oh, right.
This one doesn't count.
He's always legalistic with us. Ron,
You know what
happy birthday to you.
You know what we got you for your birthday? A total eclipse.
Oh.
A day late.
Thank you.
You're
Just
welcome.
for me, Paula. I
Just
appreciate that.
For you. We're going to get you some more tape. Ron loves his tape.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron. And we'll check in with you in just another moment.
Please do.
But we're going to go back.
Yeah, let's
Marciano.
get back to the weather. Ron, really, for real, happy birthday.
For real.
And let's get it back to Rob, who's in Lincoln Beach, Oregon. Hey, Rob.
Hey, and of course, you know, my gift to Ron is give him a little more elbow room today. That's why I happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
Many more coming your way. All right, yeah, we are live here in the Lincoln City, Oregon, where the first shadow will be seen of the moon come tomorrow morning. And, you know, in some spots, there's going to be some action as far as weather goes where the eclipse is happening. So let's deal with that. Tomorrow's severe weather forecast right across Nebraska and through parts of Kansas, Iowa. Could see some strong winds, some large hail, maybe a tornado or two. There'll be scattered storms during the eclipse, more so consolidating, I think, after, but still, obviously, large crowds outside. Just be aware of that if you're going to be enjoying the show tomorrow, and then additional severe weather come Tuesday. That's a quick check on what's going on weather-wise. Here now is your local forecast. Check it out.
Well, an absolutely beautiful end to the weekend. Lots of sunshine today, comfortably warm with low humidity. The humidity on the rise overnight. It's going to be hot and humid to start the work week. And of course, the solar eclipse happening tomorrow. We're still expecting fair skies, a mix of sun and clouds between 1 and 4 o'clock when that eclipse will happen here locally. Maybe an isolated storm. Hot and humid Tuesday. Wednesday, storms likely, but then drastically cooler. Highs in the upper 70s to low 80s late week with refreshing humidity for late August.
Your guys, Bob. All right, be it to Oregon or Boston, Dan Harris, it's never too early for a little clam chowder. We'll have that later in the program. It is a coast-to-coast block party, so it's all about the food, too, when it comes to the eclipse. Guys, we'll see you in a little bit.
I mean, speaking as a Bostonian, are they allowed to do clam chowder in Portland? I smell a lawsuit here.
They don't own clam
There may be
chowder.
some litigation, but I'm going to eat it anyway.
All right, go for it. Go for it. You'll be hearing from my attorney. Rob, thank you. And this morning, by the way, we're celebrating the life of a civil rights activist and comedian, Dick Gregory.
Yeah, fans are paying tribute to the man who so brilliantly used humor to fight against racism and to fight for social justice. And Ron is back with more. He had some brilliant
He really did. Dick Gregory died in Washington yesterday. He once said that humor can no more find the solution to race problems than it can cure cancer. True, but Gregory's edgy brand of comedy made a lot of people, white and black, at least do some hard thinking about those problems.
Dick Gregory was a trailblazer, one of the first black comedians to bring racially charged comedy to white audiences in the early 1960s.
I hate to see any baseball player having troubles, because that's a great sport for my people.
That is the only sport in the world where a Negro can shake a stick at a white man and won't start no riot.